Hi again. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to quickly make this elixir in the morning, okay? Now normally I would brew my coffee normally and put it in. I put about maybe a cup and a half of coffee. Maybe it can be less, really, however you drink your coffee. And again, when I'm working on recipes in my cooking business, I don't really use recipes, honestly. I'm really into this intuitive cooking idea, which is really just getting in touch with the ingredients and then you know, learning about that ingredient by trial and error, and you can begin with a recipe, but I say once you become skilled at cooking, that it's wonderful to just really intuit the recipe, and that really comes with just practice, really, and cooking for yourself. I cook a lot, so recipes slow me down, and I found that obviously I get a little more done when I'm just in the moment with things. So in this case, I will give you a recipe. It's it's going to be. So if there's no coffee, then you're going to do about a cup and a half of water, hot water. In this cup, I put the chaga, and I put the raw cacao powder. And again, you can omit the cacao powder if you don't do chocolate, you don't do coffee, because they are stimulating. You don't have to add that. I like it, but you don't have to. Everyone's different. So anyway, there's about a teaspoon of cacao and a half a teaspoon of chaga. I would start, in this particular brand that I use, it's a half a teaspoon to start. You can, if you are undergoing any kind of cancer treatment or any other more serious health issue, you can you will probably want to really boost and accelerate the amount of whatever that medicine is that you're putting in your body, whether it be herbal or in this case medicinal mushrooms. The higher the dose, the more effective it will be, and this will not normally be put on the bottle or the package. So this is where working with a practitioner is really wonderful, and someone who can really see what dosage you need. I found that doing many different cleanses, that was really important. Really just knowing well, there's two really important things. There's the quality of the ingredient that you're using, and then there is the amount that you should be using for your particular situation. Okay, so this is just a general elixir I like to do with my coffee, and so it's basically a half a teaspoon of chaga. Okay, so we have 1 teaspoon of cacao powder, chocolate powder. Cacao powder is raw chocolate powder, so it has a lot more medicinal benefits to it if we take it raw. Now, some people say, what about the hot water? Well, you can actually make the water not as hot. As long as you keep it under 117 degrees, then you are technically having it raw. So you can also heat things up. If you have a Vitamix, you can heat anything up in the Vitamix. You can make raw soups or things like that, and the motor actually cooks it and keeps it under 117, so you're able to have the illusion of heated food. Another topic. Okay, next with the recipe. So then I take a nut milk. This nut milk, I said sunflower seed milk. I would do about, it's really to your liking. For a recipe's sake, I would say an ounce maybe. So again, I eyeball it. It's like 2 counts. If you've ever bartended, then you can count it out. The chaga cacao. Coconut oil. I really like using coconut oil. I don't mind the bright tag, but it's on sale. But it's this is an extra virgin coconut oil, which I actually do add to all of my coffee drinks. I add this with nut milk. If I wasn't going to do chaga, I would add this with the coffee, and it actually helps it sort of assimilate better in your body, so you don't get that really high jolt and then a crash. So it actually helps. It's sort of the reason behind bulletproof coffee, is when you're adding the fat to the caffeine, it has this sort of interesting synergy that you will not crash as hard. And there's other reasons too. You can look up bulletproof coffee if you want to learn more about that. This is sort of my version. It's a vegan version using the coconut oil. The other types would be using grass-fed butter or dairy products. This is a vegan recipe. Okay, and this is also a sugar-free recipe. A lot of people that don't eat sugar, it's stevia drops, and it's an acquired taste, but I like it. I'll put about, you gotta be slow with it. It's like 5 drops. And then you can take it from there. You don't want it to be overly sweet, or it will taste like almost like saccharin and kind of gross. But it comes from a plant, and it's stevia is great because if you have any sort of fungal issues or candida or any kind of hypoglycemia or diabetes or cancer, or any kind of issue in your body that would be affected by the amount of sugar that you intake, this is a great alternative. And it takes a little bit of getting used to. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll blend a little bit of raw honey with it. It's also really great if you're dealing with, like I said, fungal, like candida, like chronic candida, or yeast infections, or athlete's foot, or anything like that. This is actually comes from issues with sugar. Okay, so it can be a pretty big issue. So this helps by having that sweetness, but you don't need to actually have sugar. It's one alternative. So next, oh, and then the hot water. In this case, it's afternoon, so I'm not doing coffee. I'm doing just the chaga. But I like to share the little coffee secret because it's a fun way to have coffee. And then I take my Vitamix and I blend it. You can go high for a second. It doesn't need a lot because it's pretty thick. And next, and here it is. It actually looks like coffee, even though there's not coffee in it. And it's delicious. And it opens you up. All right. Thanks for listening. I really hope to be doing more of these, actually, and show you some of the ideas that I've been learning over the years and that I really would like to share. All right. Thanks.